let's say you're going on the highway and we're going about like 80 and I need to do a sudden turn, stabilize the car back, right, at 80 something kmh, and I did that just now. I need to swerve something. The car does well. That's what premium cars should do. Alright, I'm in the Lexus NX, the new one.
You can go whenever you're ready.
Alright, it's the new Lexus NX, and first of all, it is so comfortable. Secondly, oops, sorry. I know, I'm at Sepang. You're like, why?
Oh, you got 20 minutes?
Shut up. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So, there's a reason why I'm not planting the throttle full on, because I just want to feel the car more. Now this car has a 2.4 litre turbocharged, 275 horsepower, 430 Newton meters of torque. Alright, there's plenty of power, but they didn't set forth to make this car a Porsche Macan rival, put it that way. Alright, they want it to be drivable daily, they want it to be comfortable daily, and they want it to be effortless when you are in comfort mode and then you turn your car through a sharp corner like that, or you are driving just like 50, 60 and then you need to do a swerve, you know, even at comfort mode. Alright, I'm not in any way in a sports mode or whatever. So this is what they wanted. They wanted it to be a responsive car because it saves lives, but it's not a sports car. Alright, and of course Sepang is a safe environment for us to do this. Alright, you do a heavy braking and then you do a sharp turn. Does it fall all over the place? They try not to. Okay, I'm not saying that Lexus does that, but they set forth this car to achieve different things than trying to be athletic, because every single car maker tries to make everything a Porsche 911, which isn't going to happen, and it sends the wrong message. Alright, so like all Lexus is comfortable. The screen, they mention it's the largest in the segment. Yes, indeed it is, and in fact I think it's a little bit too large. It's just huge. Alright, and there's a lot of other things I'm gonna show you guys on the walk around video later, but so far I'm loving how the seats capture me, and in comfort mode is tidy. Let's go into sports. And why stop at sports? Let's go Sport Plus. Okay, they put in their homework. Okay, the steering sharpens, the turn sharpens, everything sharpens, and it goes. Alright, braking. See, I'm doing a hard braking without holding the steering wheel from like 130 over. And I mean, good cars need to do that. Good luxury cars need to do that. Aerodynamics needs to work in that extent, right? And a sudden turn, oh, it's a lot sharper now. I don't need to feed in as much steering input to achieve what I want and stabilize the car. The car stabilizes so fast. Alright, here, heavy braking, it downshifts, and then I do a turn. You can hear the understeering a little bit. No choice, it's a very heavy SUV, and I did a sudden turn in at turn 9 just now, and it sends all the load to the front right tire. I can hear it, but inside here is serene. Alright? And there's another thing, later I'll try it at the turn 14 long straight. Okay? I like the fact that the steering isn't too overly heavy. and I like the fact that they remain a bit of a body roll. And let me try, I'm in sports mode now. Okay, it's not too jarring, but I need to go back to KL roads because Sepang is smooth. Another thing I like is that the linear power delivery. So I can actually start powering the car before I exited the entire turn. So that is also something good, which means that it doesn't suddenly kick in, boost up, and throw off the balance. But again, like I said, this is not a race car. I shouldn't treat it as one. Again, free off my hand. Look at that. Alright, so it's a very... That's how premium cars should behave, you know. Let's say you're going on the highway and we're going about like 80 and I need to do a sudden turn, stabilize the car back, right, at 80 something kmh, and I did that just now. I need to swerve something. The car does well. That's what premium cars should do. Alright, it's not supposed to be a sports car. If I turn it more linearly, okay, it doesn't send too much load to the front tire. I don't understeer the front tire. Okay, so yeah, it is an SUV. It is a family car, and it is no longer as small as the old NX used to be. I like that hard turning doesn't interfere with the steering at all. Okay, I can trail the brakes, very nice. And I like the fact that they put a stopper over there. My phone didn't fly out at all. Okay, let's turn. Okay, I try to throttle more now. See, it climbs linearly. That's not bad. I like it. I like the car. It's very comfortable. Very comfortable. Now, another thing. We're going about 120 km/h now. Now I'm just speaking in this volume. Road noise, wind noise, none. Engine noise, quite a plenty. Alright, if I go back to comfort. Okay, I go all the way back to comfort. The sudden loss of power there just now. Sport Plus mode. It's no canyon cover, to be honest, but it doesn't fall apart. I like that they know what they're doing, and it's a very tidy handling car. It certainly feels nicer than the previous NX. The previous NX, the chassis sort of is okay, but when you're putting it through its paces, it just doesn't make you feel at ease while doing it. You're always feeling a little bit nervous while doing it. This one is it's as if it's nonchalant, and I think this platform, this basis that they have with this car, maybe they can put a performance version if they want to, right? If they want to. Okay, I'll let the car. I'll let you overtake, so that you get to view the back of another Lexus NX. Alright, the way they taper in the rear makes it look smaller than it really is. And yeah, the car drives really well. It's comfortable. It's a Lexus. What do you expect? You don't expect it to be not comfortable, right? And it's very easy for me to, you see, it has a pretty accurate steering. Visibility is really good. I can judge where my car is, the width and all that. Daily driving is nice. yeah, visibility is good. Rear visibility, side. I do sit a bit low in the car. I think the setup of this car, the sitting position feels more like a sedan than an SUV. You kind of sink in, and you don't feel the. It's a tall SUV. It's not some cross tourer or something, right? It is a tall car, but it controls it well, and it doesn't send all that rolling of center of gravity to the driver and make us nervous. I sort of forgot I'm in an SUV. I sort of think that I'm sitting in a, like a passenger car. Okay, so it's nice. Nice. Alright, let's slow down and talk. A bit of a getting used to, because we thought Lexus have moved their sports button over here, but I guess here is also really good. They have these aircon dials. You can do this. Nice. It doesn't continue on making me sliding wider and wider and wider and wider as I go through each cone. It settles down, and I can repeat 3 cones the same way I did the first. So for those who've done slalom, you would have known the more you're at it, the more it's being carried to sway the tail. So yeah, nice. Mid-turn braking doesn't unsettle the car. Very nice. I was doing about 80 just now. I'm gonna do another mid-turn braking, moderately heavy braking. Try to pretend I'm someone who's new in Genting. I am turning, and then I apply some brakes. Very good, very good. I was going about 90 plus, and it was a braking that goes beyond the midpoint, and it doesn't unsettle the car at all. Wait, I'm turning, understeer. I brake. Very good, very, very good. A lot of cars does that, especially SUVs. Alright, this one doesn't. None of it. In fact, my car is slowing down at the same trajectory that I place my steering. That's the hallmark of a premium car. That's how it should be. Alright, I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna show. This is a very common thing. A lot of people didn't realize. A lot of first timers to Genting, to Cameron Highlands, or you're at a road that you're not familiar with. Suddenly you're presented with a turn. You're like, oh my god, I need to turn the car, and I'm going too fast. I need to brake, and the car just brakes without unsettling you. Saves your life. Okay? So yeah, I guess. Yeah, I'm giving it very good marks for being a super well sorted everyday luxury car. Again, I understand. You see here, pushing all the way there. I mean, compared to a Cayenne, it would have rotated around me, right? But it did not set forth to do what a Cayenne does. That's not their intention. Their intention is to make a very comfortable daily family car that sorts out all these things. Alright? Yeah, that's how the car drives on things that I cannot test on public roads safely. Alright? Cheers. Okay guys, I just finished my drive just now. Now we're gonna have a detailed look at the exterior and overall of the new Lexus NX. Okay, let's go deep down. Alright, previously the DRL headlamps are over here, which I think is pretty unique, but then now they integrated back and actually the car looks a lot more handsome. And Lexus actually showcased they designed a very slim, let me go that side reflection. the LED housing is actually very slim. Oh, everywhere there's reflection. Can you see? Okay, look at the lights inside. Alright, sorry, I'm at Sepang here. Alright, so it's nice to have a slim housing. I mean, there's no awards to be won, but it allows some freedom in flexibility in design. But of course, we see a new trend going on with car makers now, right? They put the entire DRL on top as if it's a very slim headlamp, which is impossible to project lights that can pass any road safety standard. And then they put the whole headlamp assembly down here as if it is a side intake. We see this design trend going on. Alright, but nevertheless, this is the Lexus NX new look. I was looking at this grille just now. You know, the pretty interesting, the spindle grille interior, the internal, they are not consistent. If you look at it, right? And see, out of nowhere, this one and then this one is inconsistent. But what they want to achieve is, when you're from afar, the inconsistency of the gaps gives you a sense of depth, a concave depth. All right, and they sort of continue to the sides. Okay, traditionally most cars this will be an intake, but in modern cars like this, right, once you have enough breathing over here, all you need to do here is just to divert airflow. Okay, here there's a painted satin finish. It's painted, definitely. Okay, it's not the satin chrome material, but it looks good and it reflects light. It gives the car a shade of a, you know, gives that out, so it's pretty nice. Okay, and this part of the grille, and here we can tell is a flat surface, so obviously there must be sensors hiding behind. Okay, overall the front of the car, very handsome. It looks much closer to the RX range, and it gives this car a larger sense of presence compared to the previous NX. The previous NX always gives a feeling of a, yes, it's a compact SUV. It is a compact SUV, but this one gives off a lot of RX vibe. Another thing I want you guys to have a look at this car will be the side profile. If I can't stand far enough. Let me try my best. Okay, if I just show the upper part of the car, you would have thought, so now I'm covering the wheels, right? You immediately would recognize this profile and this proportion as that of a hatchback. Very near to that of a sporty Mazda 3 hatchback, right? Because it has a long hood, and if you look at the dash to axle ratio, this is the dashboard. That's where the dashboard is, and that's where the axle is, the front axle, right? The dash to axle ratio gives this a fully rear wheel drive kind of proportions. Okay, that's a method that car makers sometimes use. My god, why am I hiding there when this whole part is light up? Okay, let me repeat what I said just now. Just look at this. Yes, does it not look like a hatchback? It does, right? A sporty big hatchback. So I like the proportions. So there's a very swept back feel, long hood, long dash to axle ratio, so that's nice. Okay, another thing is these guards are now body colored. Okay, in terms of aerodynamics, you know, of course air will flow in here, go through that, and then reduces the pressure in the wheel well, and they have all this to smoothen airflow out here, guiding it here, and then this little fins here, right, to guide airflow. And this is interesting, they actually indent this part just like how a golf ball has little dimples to smoothen airflow around it. If you have a surface that is just clean like that, the air will break. But by creating something like this, the air actually would be compressed and then follows this and flow out nicely, instead of what people would have thought, you know, oh, the air should come out here and all that. No, this was created just to create a little zone down there to compress the air towards it, you know, because air flowing here would be faster, right? And then here would be like a zone, and then it will be, you know, it will flow over there. This one as well, just like the front, there's a little diffuser like fins going on there. It's now called NX350. Why? Because it's a 2.4 turbocharged that pushes 430 Newton meters of torque, 275 horsepower. And where's the Lexus L logo? Nope, they put the alphabets now. Okay, so giving it a fresher appeal. And of course, like any new post 2020 cars should have, is a unibrow tail lamp. A tail lamp that just cuts across the whole rear. And yes, everybody's doing the same trend, Audi, Porsche, you name it, everybody. But the moment you part one with these lights next to one that doesn't, it immediately shows the age of the other. Right? Now, one thing I want you to take notice, look at how the door handle moves. It doesn't move. There's a little electronic button at the back here. So this whole thing no longer extends out or in, but I'm sure there's a mechanical key insert over here to open the car, because you can't just expect full electric buttons to operate, especially if one day the car, you know, lost all its power. All right, so coming inside here, opening the door, that's very interesting as well. We are so used to pulling something and then pushing the door when we want to exit. Now Lexus is the first that, since we're pushing the door outwards, why can't the button be that of a push? Makes a lot of sense. Okay, so to go out, you just push this and then you're out. All right, now look at the whole door panel here. This part is soft touch plastic. This part is leather wrapped. This is leather wrapped, proper nice Lexus leather. And here we have an inlay that is an aluminium metallic surface, but with some interesting patterns ingrained in it. And there's ambient lighting here, many colors to be choose. That's your memory setting. These are all familiar, the Lexus buttonry. And here it's actually harder plastic than the top part. Okay, and the molding is familiar. You touch this, you would have touched it in like Corollas or, you know, Camrys and all that. Now I would have expected Lexus, being an NX, right, I would expect you to have at least, you know, this portion leather wrap. Now it may be an option because I can see this is a separate panel, right? That means if this is a separate panel, there could be some others that respect to have leather lined up this entire portion to, I'm not sure, but it's not. And it's not a full length door bin, as you can see, and the width of it is not enough. Let me see how near the door bin is to the seats. They're not very far, they're not very near. So they could have molded this to be a lot thicker, to be able to put large bottles and all that. So far, I mean, this part is rounded, you can put a large bottle, but this ought to be better shaped. They could have made it better shaped. Now this is where the new gizmos happen. Okay, I like the fact that I get a very nice aircon seat. These seats are amazing, they're super comfortable and they are air conditioned. Now there are a lot of seats that are air conditioned, but I think Lexus does it the best in terms of balancing between the noise it makes and the airflow it provides. A lot of cars, right, they have aircon seats, but they're a bit too loud for too little air being pushed out. So after a while, you kind of felt like it's not worth the noise, and then you turn it off. Okay, Lexus has always done it pretty well. Sorry, I didn't realize I was wearing my mask. Since I'm in the car, I'll remove my mask now. Oh, it's a lot more comfortable to speak like that. Now, this is the new thing, okay? A ginormous, gigantic, huge screen and touchscreen interface, very Android looking. Gone are the touchpads, the Lexus touchpads, and I suspect this will be cheaper for them to implement anyway. Now, first off, what I noticed, this one, they found a supplier from Land Rover. Okay, that's a joke, but the screen sort of makes you think that it continues to the back. Of course, this is not touch sensitive, but this button, this physical dial, actually sort of floats on top of the screen, which is very nice. Okay, this is very nicely implemented. Aircon, you see the responsiveness of the screen is really nice. This just looks like a desktop, right? It freaking looks like a desktop interface. But I think after some time, Lexus would be able to fully utilize the screen real estate with UI UX design, right? Remember I mentioned Japanese, they have always been poorest when it comes to UI design. So that has always been their weak point, and let's hope they improve on that. Now this, I'm still in the aircon menu. Okay, here, car. Okay, clear data, update. It's very laptop like. Why does it look like a Google interface here? Or am I in Android something? Someone who knows, please tell me. It feels so much like Android. Okay, how can I go into some more extensive? Okay, all-wheel drive, tire pressure, very nice. Trip info, is that it? Entertainment, sources. Wow, that's a very big interface to deal with just a phone connection. Anyway, that's a large screen, but maybe I'm not accessing it fully yet, but so far I'm not looking at a full utilization of the screen. It just looks like everything is being enlarged, you know. Anyway, aircon vents are here. There's a button for this view is unavailable because which is on, whatever, but there's a camera there out there. Just now I noticed when I was driving, this car has the underbody transparent car view, which is very, very nice, right? Makes it look transparent. Now, one thing I want to show you guys is I love this. I love the wireless charging, the Qi charger of Lexus. Okay, this part, you put your phone, it charges, right? And then you pushed it in. Oh, sorry, my wallet is a bit too thick. Let me put my mask to demonstrate. But just now I was able to put my Samsung Z Fold on top of it, and it goes in without any hassle. So this is perfect. Put your phone here and then push the whole tray in, and it's brilliant. USB port here, USB-C, and then a nice compartment that's covered in felt, 12-volt socket, and I can push this to bring my phone back out. All right, this is very nice. The way this continues down here, and then this one is the Sport Eco Comfort dials, and then this one, the cup holders, of course, very nicely finished. I wish they used this material for the exterior bumper lip. All right, this is the static chrome that we love, Lexus. Just now when I got on the car, I was like, I tried to push it. A, there's nothing. There's nothing. I tried to push A. Why is it doesn't go into D? I forgot this. This is how you do in the Prius. So you actually do this side and down to D. All right. The car is not started. I'll just leave it there. Start, stop, heel hold. All right. Electronic parking brake. Auto hold. Auto hold is like, you know, You brake on the highway, it's a jam, you can release your legs, the car will still be on the brakes until you step the throttle. Now all this, they are not just, okay, it's not started, but it's touch sensitive and push as well, both. All right, the pedal shifters, no issues with that. And then here your trip auto, your fuel cap, your bump, your boot lid, everything is here. And then here, dual hinge. Oh, the keys are here, my god. Let me start the car. Let's start the car. Okay, I love Lexus keys, they're beautiful. All right, dual hinge, and it's their own design. It's a totally different mechanism from Mercedes. And when it comes to plastics, wow, what a clever design. What a clever design. As you close it, this one push this in, and this little thing goes into here to serve as the hinge. Now this may not be as elegant as Mercedes's design, you know. Mercedes has a, but anyway, I'm just being anal. Okay, this is nice. Dual hinge. Okay, large compartment in here, very clean. Where are the ports? None. Only here. Interesting. They choose not to have any ports inside here. Okay. Oh, sunglass holder. Oh, what a rarity these days. I don't know why, but there seems like to be a movement from car makers of taking away sunglass holders. But again, I want to tell all car engineers, right? Cars like these, like the Lexus NX, there will bound to be a large group of successful female lady buyers, all right? And they love their sunglasses, their aviators, their gentle monsters. This sunglass holder is not big enough for ladies' shades. It is only big enough for middle-aged men's reading glasses that they put in here when they go play golf. But ladies with their aviators would appreciate larger sunglass holders. Alright, take note on that. I like card holders that are slot in. This is high quality, very nice. The visors, lovely. Can you extend them? You can't. Okay, so here I expect it to drop slowly because it's a Lexus. I expect it to be covered in felt, which it does because it's a Lexus. And the seats are very nice. Let me see what type of adjustability that I have with the seats. Okay, let me get my mask out. And let's see here, what else do we have? We have a little compartment. I expect it's covered in felt as well because it's a Lexus, but somehow this is not. Anyway, standard seats, you get lumbar, of course you get lumbar. You know, I push it back in. Okay, and then you get this. Can I change front and back? Can I change the angle? Ooh. Nice, I can change the angle. That to me is very important. Proper footrest, beautiful metal proper footrest. Look at this. I need to repeat this again. GLC owners, look at this footrest. You never had this, all right? And it's so comfortable. And I like the overall height of the footrest, the brake pedal and the throttle pedal is sort of there. My Audi has the footrest over here and the brake and throttle over here. Doesn't make sense. It's half a feet in difference. You know, I don't have one. It's not like my 1 feet is shorter than the other, right? Okay, now let's go to the back. So that is sort of my sitting position. And then here we have my size 11.5 feet. Okay, I can slot into the seats in front. But that's also because I just adjusted the angle just now. Now the middle part here, barely, yes, I get to fit my size 11.5 feet. But then you have the center tunnel over here, 2 USB-C ports, 12-volt socket, aircon vents at the back, no aircon vents here. This is adjustable, and I just discovered 5 Series can't adjust that the other day. Alright, the rear door panels. I think this part is super high quality. I just wish this part is as well. Okay, this is also really nice. And oh, I remember this. One of the things that I love most about the RAV4 and the NX was the rear inclination. I love it. Alright, let me try it this round. Yes, you can change different angles, but that's the lowest just now. Okay, this is the lowest it will go. This seat back recline angle is very nice. It's not as reclined as that of the RAV4. Sorry, the Harrier, the previous Harrier. I'm not sure about the new Harrier. Okay, a wide armrest, nothing much, just cup holders. That's it. Okay, and now we get this little window at the back here, and then there's the tonneau cover, and I think this seat angle. Let me come out here and let you guys have a look at the seat angle. You all can see from here, right? It's a very reclined angle, and it's very comfortable. Okay, you don't get this in your Macan, you don't get this in other cars. This is the most reclined seat back in its segment. Okay, and that is something important. I would have hoped they come with a panoramic roof, but of course that would drive up the prices. Oh, look at the rear lights. It's very nice. Okay, and then now we open the boot. Let's go inside, turn on the lights. Very deep compartment here. Okay, this one is some sound deadening material as well. I expect higher quality carpets from Lexus, which they do. Oh, hey, nice one. Who did that first? Remember? It's Volvo, and now Lexus did it as well, because it makes sense. That has become okay. It's not as stable as that of the Volvos, but no matter how, it allows you to separate your luggage, your stuffs, and so that they won't roll around. There's a net over here, hook over here. Somehow cars have that. I do not know why. Some are exposed hooks, some are turn around, then I will show you what I do kind of hooks. 12-volt sockets, another turn around, so I will show you what I do socket. Teeters over there, and yep, and then you get a net type of tonneau cover that when you take it out, you can actually fold it in half. You see that? You can fold it in half and store it inside the car. It reduces, you know, but I would expect, okay, no, actually, I'll take that back. Tonneau covers that are super heavy and then with a spring load mechanism, I think that should be a thing of the past, because they're too cumbersome, too heavy, you know, and they break. So these are lightweight and they do the job just as well. And of course I especially like Honda's one, but it's still a big mechanism that pulls this side. This does it well. CX-5 has one that pulls all the way up. I think, yeah, they work. They do work. Okay, so boot space is nice, and of course, do I get a button to collapse the seats? I don't, and I would have been able to reach it, well, if not for this tonneau cover. Alright, I believe there should be another button. Let me see if I can find another way of. No, I can't. I just have to pull it and drop it like that. And I think it's not flush. There is an inclination over there, but you can roll your luggage all over. Alright, and these are some hook points, okay, for your netting, and yep, that's about it. So this is the Lexus NX350, much larger car than before. And let's look at the wheels. Bridgestone, of course, because it's Japanese. Let me switch off the car. Oh, there we go. Alright, this is the F Sport variant, and you have these Lexus wheels are really nice, right? The way they do the finishing. Alright, so this is 285. Wait, cannot be 285, right? 235. Yes, that's more like it. 50 R20 20-inch wheels. I love this finishing. Okay, this is the F Sport, and they say they're worried about the pricing, but I don't think you should be worried about the pricing. You know why? 380,000, fully imported Japanese. I think it's all right for the price. Okay, there we go. Cheers.